Hey everybody, welcome back to Well That Sucks. Today we're starting off with a very special number 20, which happens to be one of our sponsors, my Instagram, because the Well That Sucks thing about it is that, I don't know about the last couple days since we posted the last video, because I'm recording this before that, but in general, the followers, they go that way instead of going up. Looks more like the like button, you know, that lines up. We all gotta strive to be like the like button. So I've decided, since the last video, I'm making it a campaign. In 2021, hashtag GetJardon to 1 million on Insta. We've got the whole year. I feel like as a collective, we can achieve this. We can do it. We can make it happen. So be a part of this movement. Instagram.com/Jordan Marin, link in the description, or you can just, type this in because I don't know if the app accepts links depending upon where you're watching, how you're going over there, following. But don't you want to see these photos? Ignore that one. But the other photo, don't you want to see Baby Yoda and food and cars? Of course you do. So check it out. Help it go this way. All right. This is going to be the movement in 2021. Moving along, we'll turn that Well That Sucks into Well That's Awesome and go to number 19. 48-year-old hubby was so excited to get his Onewheel yesterday. 24 hours later, his foot is in a cast. I didn't know what a Onewheel was, so I'm glad to get some clarification. I've seen these, I just didn't know that was the name of them. Like, do you actually have to balance on there, or is it kind of like a Segway where it balances itself? Because if you have to balance yourself, that actually seems like really difficult to do. And I can see how you might have cracked ankles or whatever body part this is. I'm assuming it's probably, a rolled ankle or something like that, which is a bummer. It's always like the getting on that's harder because you have to like basically drop in on flat ground, but then not go too far if it's not self-balancing. Just finished a 13-hour night shift on a Crown ward. One of my patients arrested at the end of the shift, and I've come outside to find my new bike has been stolen with no way to get home. That is a bummer. I hope you were able to find your way home, but like, is there a good way to not get your bike stolen? Because aren't the cable locks like this or that one, they're pretty easy for someone to just cut through, I think. What about the, like the horseshoe looking ones that are really solid and fixed? Can those be cut through? I mean, I guess you get enough leverage and bolt cutters can kind of get through a lot of stuff, but Instead of my Christmas gift, Amazon delivered me an industrial supply of single-ply toilet paper. You know what? Hey, if this was back in April or May, you would have been so thankful. You would have been like, thank goodness Santa for coming 8-9 months early. I really needed this. Oh my God, toilet paper was out everywhere else. And there was probably a massive surplus of industrial toilet paper because I think it was more of a shift from people who were going to the bathroom at work now having to do it at home, and then they were having to get more toilet paper. That was something I read in an article. It was like a shift in where the toilet paper is coming from for commercial versus residential. It was a whole thing. But anyway, hey man, yeah, it might take like 10 folds in order to get enough so that it's not, your finger's not poking through, which is just the worst thing ever in a million years. God, I hate when that happens. And it usually doesn't, but sometimes, it does happen. And then it's also so rough. Oh God, be so like, unless you only go to the bathroom once every 5 days, toilet paper is one thing that like, I haven't even been able to splurge on. I will usually splurge on the good stuff for toilet paper because my butt will feel the difference very quickly if I don't. And yes, I realize it's like tossing pennies, paying a poop tax every single time that I'm doing a wipe, but you know what? My butt thanks me later. Tried to buzz cut my hair because the barbers were closed. Clippers called it quits halfway through. 4 days until my Amazon one arrives. Frick. They just like gave out. It wasn't even that they lost charge. It was just like kaput. They're done. We're not trimming hair anymore. We're out. It does suck. I've had this almost happen on a lesser scale where I started using my trimmer and then I didn't realize, like, because I don't leave it permanently plugged in, and I didn't realize where the charge was. It's like showing 0% once I had already started. I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to stream in like 5 minutes from now. So this doesn't make it all the way through. It's gonna be interesting, me getting on stream with just like a halfway trimmed thing. And fortunately made it all the way through, but also would have been content if it didn't. I ordered 1 Brussels sprout instead of 1 kilo. Need to cut it into 4 to go around. My question is, what place sells individual Brussels sprouts to be shipped out? Why even bother at that point? Why even offer? Why is that the default selection? No one's going to think that they're just receiving 1 Brussels sprout. They're going to think, oh, I must be getting a pound or a kilo, depending upon where you are. Why would anyone ever think you're spending, what is this? You spent 4 pence on a Brussels sprout. I bet the shipping cost way more than the actual Brussels sprout. 2021 Dad of the Year, ladies and gentlemen. I told her to shower instead of rinse her hair out right after Unalive Again. I'm confused. Is the caption written from the perspective of the dad or of the mom? Is the mom mad at the dad and trying to fix the problem? Or is the dad being self-deprecating and calling himself Dad of the Year after messing up? I don't actually know. The caption doesn't make much sense. I need more intel. But anyway, it looks like a mess. So, RIP to, at least it's a purple towel, right? So that was a good idea. Using the same color towel as the hair dye that you just put in, that was a smart play. All right, now at least that towel isn't permanently stained, and even if it is, it's gonna blend right in. So I don't know, seems like a good idea. Hopefully it didn't get on everything else. Every year on this day, I get this memory of the closest I'll ever get to winning the lotto. Oh, I was gonna say, like, you know, if you match some of the numbers, you can still sometimes get a little bit of the portion of the prize, but every number is off. Every single one is off. Except for this. That's a match. Off by one, off by one, off by one, off by two, off by one. Technically, it's still like you are as far away from winning the lottery as if it was a bunch of random numbers, but it hurts that little bit much more because of just, oh man, it's rough. It's rough. Also, isn't the lottery jackpot right now like $1 billion? I don't know if someone won it. That was the last I checked, so it was probably last week. But if it wasn't won, well, then it's going to be over $1 billion. Christmas lunch ruined for a few extra dollars on weigh-in. What does that mean? A few extra dollars on weigh-in. Wait. Was your lobster stuffed with metal? So that it weighed more? What? Is this a thing? Wait, people stuff weights into animals so that it weighs more and they are able to sell it for more? What? And then what like, I've never seen a piece of metal in a food. Do restaurants sometimes like open up the food and they're like, more weights. This happens at least like, you know, 1 out of every 100 we open, just some weights in it. We got to just account for that when we're purchasing. Like, what if it's something that was like you cook? What if it was like inside a steak? And then you cook it and you serve it to someone and then they like bite into a, what even is it? It looks like a light bulb. It's like a light bulb, but it's just metal. How do you guys like my new shower? Oh, it's just, you know, your shower's leaking and it's really cold in your house. So it's like, you know, a lot of ice crystals have formed on the ground. You know, it's like kind of just ejecting ice. Yeah, it's a bit of an issue. Can happen sometimes. You know, your pipes freeze and then your shower just shoots out little ice shards and they bounce and ricochet out into the room. And then, you know, at least it's cold in your house. They aren't melting, getting water all over the place. So no, it seems like a better situation than it could have been if there was water going everywhere. At least this way you can just like sweep up the ice and then you'll be good to go. On the real though, I actually think about this every time I shower because it just has some freestanding glass and it's pretty far away from where it anchors into the wall. And I just think like, what if I tripped? What if I slipped? If I banged into the glass hard enough, wouldn't it just shatter? And I don't know would it go into little small pieces like this, I guess, because it's tempered probably? What if it just like cracked into like a big piece and then it like guillotined on my neck as I was falling over? Like, do I just ticking time bomb? I gotta be so careful when I shower. I'm making this worse for myself. My neighbors had a party last night. That's my trampoline. Huh? What? How? So hold up. A, your neighbors had a party in the midst of the crown. Always a nice thing to see. B, it wasn't like your neighbors then like trespassed, disassembled your trampoline and threw it into a tree. Cause why? Why would that be your thing that we could just hang out here, enjoy ourselves, give ourselves the crown potentially. All right, that's whatever. But no, instead we're gonna go and let's disassemble somebody's trampoline and get it in a tree. I mean, that sounds like fun. Why would I relax and drink when instead I could just do hard manual labor and throw a trampoline into a tree? I asked the kids to check on how many eggs we have. Quote, we have plenty. Hey, you gotta just sometimes trust that, you know, if the whole container is there, it's gotta be full. There's no such thing as containers that don't have all the eggs in them. No. If container is there, must be full. If once one egg is taken out of the container, then obviously you take all the eggs out of the container and you put them else. You wouldn't have the container still in the refrigerator if any eggs were missing from it, because why would you use that as just an egg storage device when it's, made for that? Thought the can felt a little light as I was preparing dinner tonight. So it's the opposite of the lobster thing. At least if it felt light, it means nobody poured weights in, right? So what have we got? It's just gonna be empty. I'd rather have an empty can full of broth or whatever it is than just water. Never mind. That's not even anything. That's just water in the can. Huh. Interesting. I mean, honestly, I feel like the can full of water would probably be the same weight as the can full of whatever it looked like potatoes are supposed to be in it. Potatoes are probably about the same density of water, if not less. So, I don't know, maybe it just wouldn't feel like you hear the potatoes in it, but I bet the weight would be pretty similar, actually, water versus the potatoes in the broth or however it looks in there. So, I don't know. Negative 25 degrees outside, heavy grocery bag, no gloves, long reunion chat with old friend in the parking lot. Gravity. Ow. At least not frostbite, right? Just a little bit of pain before your hands can move and function and drive your car and all that stuff. I feel like gloves are good when it's negative 25 degrees, but maybe you're like, no, it's fine. I can just make it from the grocery store exit to my car. No issues. Didn't expect to get intercepted by an old friend and then talk for an hour and then be like, okay, my hands are really starting to hurt. Should have brought the gloves. Probably should have brought the gloves. Okay. Got my dream microwave, plugged it in, and it's possessed. I think this might be the first time that I've ever heard of a dream microwave before. Oh, it just ups the time to an hour. Oh, and then drops it a little bit. Oh, and then drops it a little bit. Okay. I mean, maybe it's just trying to give you some entertainment. At the end of the day, maybe it just it'll do the amount of time that you initially plugged it in for, but it's just going to give you a show along the way as it works its way. That's why it's your dream microwave. It's microwave plus entertainment. So you watch your food while it microwaves and be like, I don't know, where's it going to go next? We could bet on, is it going to go into the 30s? Is it going to go into the 10s? Is it going to go to an hour? Nobody knows. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. Know what sucks even more, though? The package belonged to a FedEx manager. Well, I guess that would be a good way to get yourself fired then, if the person whose package you're delivering is above you and your boss. So, oops. It just pains me. It pains me because it's just like, why would you? Why just? You know what you could do? If you're gonna be that lazy, just place it on the bottom step. Why did you have to throw it up there? All right. Just leaving it at the bottom step where you were already standing is so much better than what you did. The way this banner fell, ending our love. I don't think it's a well that sucks. This is funnier. Sorry guys, no more love. We're fresh out. We've tried to express our love for a very long time, and we still do appreciate what you're doing, but our love tank has run out, and we're all just in a pretty bad state of mind at this point, almost a year into quarantines in many places in the world, and so we're just announcing that we might not have any more love to send you, but we just want you to know it's nothing personal. It's just our love tank is kind of run out right now. Look, I've heard it's rough in Australia, but South Africa hits different. No morning swim today. Is that your house? Your house it's got some lions on the porch. I mean, kind of cool. But also, imagine if you don't realize that you walk out a door on the other side of your house and you don't realize there's lions just around the corner. I don't know. That is concerning. I might actually opt for the large spider instead of, as long as it's not super venomous and crawls into my bed. I might opt for the large spider as opposed to being how do I get to the car when there's lions right there that I've hopefully noticed before I decided to walk to the car. Alternatively, maybe you walk to the car not realizing and you get there fine. And then you drive down your driveway a bit and you're like, I just walked to the car while there's 5 lions over there. Okay, good. At least they're nice. when you live in Svalbard, Norway, and forget to close the window to the home office. You know, I'm just kind of wondering, why was your window open in the first place? This seems like a cold place. Did it just like drastically change temps from one day to the next, or you just like it a little bit chilly sometimes? You're like, it's a little bit too room temperature in here with the heater on. Let's just drop the temps a little bit. Open the window. Let's bring the freezing cold air inside. Maybe that's a thing. Maybe that's a thing. I don't know. You're probably built different if you live there. So, oops. What's gonna suck is all the water seeping into things. So you basically like have to leave it cold unless you want even more of a problem when all the water melts and like goes into the baseboard and the drywall and into the floor, and you don't want that. So you like have to leave it open now and then shovel it out as best you can so it minimizes the water problem. Ooh, yeah, that's no bueno. You don't like that. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Well, That Sucks. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Make sure to like if you like. Help hashtag Jardon21mil on Insta 2021 by going to Instagram.com/Jordan Marin. It's a great place. Check it out. Cool. Also, make sure to check out the playlist if you want to catch more from this subreddit. Subscribe to the channel. Last Well, That Sucks episode you can go by clicking up here. Latest Marin music upload down below it. That's pretty much it. I'll see you next time.